Hello, all you beautiful souls out there. This is Sherry at Soul Conscious Tarot, and this is going to be a pop-up What's on Their Mind video. So anybody you want to come to the reading with, if you're wondering what's on their mind, what's going on with them, we'll get in and see what's going on with that person. So to start out, we have twin flames. So this could be someone that you have a very, 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 very strong connection with. But there's resistance here. There's a push-pull. Of course there is. There always is a push-pull. There's always, almost always in a twin flame journey, there's always usually a runner-chaser. It's always a push-pull dynamic. There's usually one person who's an avoidant attachment. The other one is an anxious attachment. Because you're meant to trigger each other to heal things. So there's almost always that resistance. There's always, both people, because in a twin flame journey you tend to typically or deep soulmate journey, you tend to try and suppress your feelings because they're so intense. It triggers you in just ways that you're not expecting. Realizations. So realizations, this person is having some realizations. I think they're having realizations around their resistance. How I'm almost picking up that the person that might be coming through tends to have possibly an avoidant attachment style, or they kind of have the hybrid where I don't remember what it's called, but it's the one where they go back and forth between sometimes they're anxious, sometimes they're avoidant. It's fluctuating, but this is someone realizing their resistance in the connection, where they have tried to suppress their feelings. They have tried to shut their feelings down, suppress their feelings, not address them, not be open to them. That's what they're realizing at this time. Obscurity, secrets, mystery, concealing. Yeah, this is probably someone who has hidden their feelings from you. That has kept things under wraps. Look how she's zipping up that hood all around her face, like she wants to protect herself. Like, I'm not letting anyone in. I'm not letting anything or anyone in. I'm gonna stay behind my my false sense of security is what I'm hearing. Interesting. Okay, so then we have thinking. What is this person? We're gonna have to see. Missing you, craving, desiring, thinking about you. So this person is really in their feels, and I think that they're. I mean, of course, we have the realizations card, but what are they realizing? They're realizing how much they actually miss you and the resistance they put up in the connection, that they made this more challenging than it needed to be. They're basically coming to terms or realizing the part they played in the disconnect of the both of you is what I'm getting. And so then we have confessions, clinging. So I feel like this person with this clinging card, I'm getting, even though they resisted it, they still kept, they realized that they kept holding on, that they kept holding on to your energy, that they kept wanting to see what you were doing. Even though they weren't taking any action, they weren't, they were shutting this down every chance that they could. They were still trying to stay in your energy. They were still, they would spy on you, watch what you were doing, see what you were up to. They couldn't get enough of you. Why? Because there was this strong tie. And funny enough, the more you try and suppress your feelings, the more you don't try and just allow them to flow and accept what they are, the more we try to hold those down, it basically, bubbles up to the surface. At some point, it's got to blow, like this fire on the card. At some point, that fire, the fire is going to blow. It's like almost like the volcano. The fire has to the flames are going to just expand, and which is your, I'm getting this as, your heart space, their heart space is going to just catch on fire. It caught on fire the moment you two connected, you and them connected, and you both dealt with the intensity of the connection in your own separate ways. And this person is just saying they're realizing they uh where their flaws were. Okay, what around there definitely could be more than just the resistance here that they may have been at fault at, but they are, at least in this moment that I'm pulling this, they're realizing where they have put up the walls, where they have protected themselves, shielded themselves, pushed this connection away. This person almost looks like they're trying, like they have like they're smell, like a bad smell. It's like, you know how you don't want anything to do, like almost like a snubbing of the nose. Ooh, I don't want anything to do with you. You've got like the plague. I don't want anything to do with you. And so they realized how they may have behaved like that, like they kept you at arm's length, they kept you pushed away, and they're thinking about that. They're thinking about you. They're thinking about things. They're coming to these realizations. And I like this confessions card coming out because it tells me this person is getting on the brink where they feel like they need to say something. They need to say something. They feel like they need to say something about what these realizations are that they're coming to, about their resistance. Again, we have clarity, honesty, and they're they're wanting to be honest about the way they feel. I think they're really coming to terms with that, and wanting to say something, wanting to share something, wanting to share the pain that this has caused by keeping you at arm's length, how much pain it's caused you both. And they're realizing that, their part that they played in this, and how much pain it caused you both, by their actions. It's somebody that's realizing how much, their impact, their choices, their actions, can impact others, and really coming to terms with that. Yeah, seeing the difference, seeing the incompatibility. Look at that. It's fire that's out of control. It's that intensity. One thing about passion, like everything's a dual-edged sword. And when it comes to passion, um it can fuel in a positive way and lead you down a path where it's beautiful and wonderful. But at the same time, passion can get out of control, and it can make everything come crashing down. It can just burn everything out, because it can be anger. It can be fueled by that. Passion can be negative and really destructive, or it can be positive and really propel you forward. So it's, how are you using that? How are you using that? And funny enough, I had this deck. You know what? I'm going to use this at the end. I was going to use this at the beginning, but I think I'm going to use it at the end because, for whatever reason, I didn't go into that. So we're going to go ahead and go into the tarot. So I think what I want to do with the tarot, because this gives a good idea of what this person, and we wanted to know what's on their mind. So I think we got a good picture of what's on their mind. So let's, with the Witch's Tarot, we're going to go and ask the question, what's next? What's the next actions this person is planning on taking? What are their next actions they plan on taking with my collective? So we have the Fool, the Four of Pentacles. Interesting. It's a push-pull energy there. The King of Swords. So this is someone who, Page of Swords. That's that spying energy. But I feel like this is someone, look how both of these, the King of Swords and the Page of Swords, are both holding up that sword. And we did have the clarity and realizations. I think that this person is leveling up in a way. And that's what happens when we have epiphanies, when we have awakenings, when we have realizations, when we open our mind and we expand in some way, where we grow in some way, then we level up. Okay, where we were a novice before, we were just a page, we're now leveling up in the hierarchy here. And so this is somebody who, when it came to love and connections, was maybe a page who didn't really know how to make connections work. They showed up in the way that they knew, which they didn't realize that some of the behaviors or some of the ways that they showed up potentially had an impact on the relationships and on both people in the relationship. And so this is somebody who has gained some insight. But now what I want to say is this person is conflicted right now, I believe, on whether they want to. There's a part of them that wants to just take this leap and go forward and act impulsively, but there's another part of them that holds them back and says, no, now's not the right time. Look how tight he's holding onto this pinnacle. And the reason I feel like this person is holding on to this pinnacle right here, and we'll see more as more cards coming out, because he's also got his feet on these other coins. It's like this person says, no, I'm not going to move, I'm going to protect myself. It's that programmed resistance when it comes to anything that may get too close, that they've programmed within them, that says love's scary. Letting anyone letting my walls down and letting anyone in is too scary. I'm gonna, like, it's safer for me. I can protect what I currently have if I stay where I'm at. Okay, so it's saying I know my little spot here in the world. I understand it. And if I let somebody into it, then I don't know what that world's going to be like. And that scares me. And so I would rather just sit here and push people away, because it's easier. It's easier to do that than to let somebody in, because letting someone's in scary. But there's a deep desire for this in this person to want to connect to you, that does want to take this leap. There's something in their soul that I think is pushing them to open up, pushing them to expand and open up toward love. That's saying you've closed yourself off long enough. It's time to open up and allow your heart space to expand. I think that's what the universe is telling them. So the Ace of Wands. I do feel like, especially with that kind of book ending there with the Fool, this person definitely, there's even a butterfly there. I feel like this person really does want a new beginning, but they, and I think there is this part of them that just wants to leap into this, but man, are they scared to do that, they're fighting themselves. Right now, they're fighting themselves. I feel like this is somebody who, like, one day I'm gonna reach out, and then the next day it's like, no, I don't want anything to do. They're like back and forth. I feel like, like the Two of Pentacles juggling, they're like back and forth every day, like even during the day, there are parts of the day. Some day, they, one moment during the day, they wake up and they're like, oh, I want to reach, I'm all in, I want to do this, I want to give my love. And then there's something that stops them and says, oh no, don't do that. We're not ready for that yet. So I think this person is really having I really feel there's an internal struggle going on here. See, they do want to they do want to stop this behavior. There's a part of them, like I said, that does want to learn, that does want to open up. See, look at this little page, she's extending that pinnacle out where this guy is holding on to him for dear life. So there's this part of him, this is like this inner child within this person saying, we want love. Let's give our love. Let's start something here. Let's open the door. Let's open it up and see where it'll take us. But this person is, their behavior, their learned behavior, they're so used to a certain way, of doing things a certain way, being, maybe being alone, or maybe, staying in relationships that are not challenging, that allow them to be the person that they want to be, where they've just found a comfort zone, and they're afraid to step outside of that comfort zone, because they've built that fortress, that foundation for themselves, and they don't want to give it up. They're scared to give it up. But there is the Death card here saying there is, they do realize that this needs to come to an end, that they do need to open up. But if they'll do it or not is another. That's their next actions is a little conflicted, is what I'm seeing so far. There's the Two of Pentacles. You've got to be kidding me. I said that without even. That's funny. That is so funny. I told you this person is definitely, I feel like they're on the fence. They keep going back and forth. One minute they want to do this, the next minute they don't. The one minute they want to do it, the next they don't. They just don't know what they want. They're still sorting through that. So I feel like their next action is just to stay guarded, to stay back, as much as they want to have this new beginning, as much as they want to take this leap of faith, as much as they want this, they aren't ready for it quite yet. They're still working through some things. They're not they're not ready to allow themselves to take that leap yet. They're working on it though. They're working on it. Knight of Pentacles. They're working on it. They're slowly working on it. They do see that they want to do this. Like I said, there's a part of them that knows they want to do that. And I think that they're waking up that they do want to do this, but they're they're fighting themselves right now. It has nothing to do with you, my beautiful collective. It really has nothing to do with you. And this doesn't even have to be a lover. I mean, we have twin flames, but soulmates can be anyone. It can be a family member. It can be um, a friend. It could be anyone. It doesn't have to be romantic in nature. It's just this really strong connection that mirrors you, that shows, reflects back your mirrors, and that you have a strong bond with, that challenges you to grow. And so this can be, maybe you're estranged with somebody, that you had a strong connection with, whoever that was, and they're starting to realize that they're the ones leaving themselves out in the cold. They're the ones that are keeping themselves from allowing themselves to feel love and to give love, that they've closed themselves off and they've shut themselves down at some point in their life. They've shut down, and they're just starting to realize that's what has happened. And so, even though this person wants to open up to love and they want to see where it would go, they have this strong desire to do that. They've they've been a certain way for an extremely long time. They have been, you know, this is someone who is, like I said, they're their own worst enemy right now because they're fighting themselves on whether, can I get past my fear of change, a fear of some of the unknown, or fear of the scariness of being vulnerable, of opening yourself up to potentially getting hurt, of putting your heart on your sleeve. Can This person has not done this, maybe has never done this their whole life, or they if they have at one point, something hurt them bad enough that they shut themselves down, and it's been a long time since they've allowed anyone in. And so they're really weighing up, can I realistically, can I allow myself to be vulnerable with someone again, or for the first time, whatever that may be, whatever caused them to close off. They need to reconcile and heal that. That's what needs to come to an end here. They need to reconcile with whatever made them shut down to love in the first place, made them scared of it, make them scared of receiving, giving and receiving love, and being fully vulnerable, putting their heart on their sleeves, and not fearing the unknown, or fearing getting hurt in the situation. So like I said, to get their next actions is still deliberating, up in the air. They're still going back and forth, to go back and forth, to fight themselves, basically, is what their next actions are. Oh, I just got really congested all of a sudden, like hard time breathing. Maybe this person has a little bit of anxiety. They could be dealing with some allergies, because I just got congested out of the blue. But I'm having a hard time breathing, which indicates usually like a little bit of maybe anxiousness this person has, maybe when it comes to this connection, or potentially pursuing this connection. So we have spirit talk. The spirit world's trying to make contact with you, to let you know they're supporting you at this time. I think that this goes to it looks like we're going to take this as our advice for this connection, or for this reading. but I feel like this is for both of you right now, you and this other person. The universe is really trying to work to help you both find a happy ground to come together, to work things out, to get on the same page in some capacity. Because I feel like you both had these things to contend with, and of course we're just looking into this person's right now. We're not looking at your part of the picture, or your part you played in this, but it's saying, the universe is saying that we're supporting you and supporting them and supporting this connection at this time. We're here, okay, to support in whatever best way that we can for your both of you and your person's highest good. So we have Pisces, the Pisces card, psychic, sensitivity, subconscious. I think we're still in Pisces. We're in Pisces season. So that's not surprising that's coming out, but I think there's also some other stuff going on. Is Venus in Pisces? If you watch me, I'm not an astrologer. I follow a few astrologer, but I'm not an astrologer. Focus and commit yourself to your spiritual growth or practice to be able to receive the gifts of the divine. I really feel like this is a time to get in touch with your higher self, to listen to your intuition. If this is indeed a twin flame connection, and you subscribe to that, then you would know that usually very strong connections, intense soulmate connections, usually do have a telepathic bond as well, that you usually can feel and sense, or even hear the other person's thoughts if you're open to it. But you have to quiet yourself, and you have to focus and commit to that spiritual growth, to allowing those gifts to emerge. And that's part of this journey, is to get you in touch with your higher self and your intuition, to listen to it stronger, to hear it, to really listen to it, because that's how you're going to know what's going on in this connection. That's really your best source of advice when it comes to this. So divine timing. Wait for the conditions to be right. Excuse me. I told you I got really congested all of a sudden. Wait for the conditions to be right. What it is you're wanting and needing in your life will soon manifest. See, this person is planning on coming in, or they want to. I think it's just a matter of time before they just break down, and this becomes, like they just finally say, F it, I'm going in, because they are on the brink. This person is on the brink of this. Every day they fight. They're fighting. Sadly, they're fighting a losing battle. Um, I think at one point they're going to realize this, that they're fighting a losing battle, that they just need to just give in, is what I think. So I'm going to go down the signs really quick, and see if you're dealing with a certain sign. You can use this as a guidepost to see any extra messages that want to come out. If you're dealing with an Aries, either you or them is having a bit of heartache right now. Especially if it pertains to this reading, this person is really in a lot of pain, which is part of the reason they're still closed off. This is if you're dealing with let's see, what would be Aries and Taurus. It's been a minute since I've done all signs. So Taurus, if you're dealing with a Taurus, I feel like I'm looking at them looking at the stars. So if you're dealing with a Taurus, or your person is a Taurus that's on your mind, they are, look at all these cups are upright. There's none spilled, there's none broken. This person is optimistic and hopeful. This person is on the edge of a brink of possibly coming in. They're in a positive frame of mind, which is really good. Gemini, if you're dealing with a Gemini, that poor person is having a time of it. They're really going through the ringer. I think in many aspects of their life, they're dealing with a lot. They have a lot on their plate. And this connection just adds to it, and they don't know what to do. This person is looking like, she has no energy or fight left in her. She can't even get up. Even if she wanted to, she couldn't get up out of that bed. They might be fighting with a lot of depression at this time. They may have a lot of melancholy. They just, if you're dealing with a Gemini, I feel like they're really, I feel I'm just getting really just exhausted. Like they don't have the physical ability to deal with their emotions right now is what I get. So Cancer, if you're dealing with a Cancer, they are really thinking about planning to invest in some way. I don't know what way that is, but they're contemplating how to invest in this situation. And then for Leos have this big old heart of love. They always do. But they are wanting to share their love with someone, express their love, share their love. They're just in a state of wanting to give. They're wanting to give. Okay, if you're dealing with a Leo, their heart is pouring out right now. Virgo, we have the King of Wands. I feel like Virgo, if you're dealing with a Virgo right now, they are literally just concerned about themselves right now. Okay, if you're dealing with a Virgo, their issues and their problems are what's front and center on their mind. They're not considering anyone else at this time, but their own needs, their own desires, their own wants. That's what I'm getting coming through. So then we have Libra, I believe. Is that correct? Virgo, I think Libra's next. The Page of Wands for Libra. So the way I have this, I feel like that kid is seeing something that he doesn't want to see. And this is a page, so it's somebody that's very naive that has seen something they didn't want to see, and now they can't unsee it. And this really goes back to this. So this is Libra's really. I feel like if you're dealing with a Libra, they're really having some really big realizations at this time that they maybe are not the happy. Well, like they're going to be they have to process this. So then if we have Scorpio, I believe is next. Scorpio is the Queen of Wands. Isn't we have Scorpio with Virgo here? I don't know if any of you have that combination, but that's a confirmation there. If you're in that connection, you might be divine counterparts, or a counterpart connection. But Queen of Wands here for Scorpios, you're in your power. You're looking good, feeling good. If you're connecting, of course, with a Scorpio, they're in their power right now. I feel like they're exuding a lot of confidence and a lot of power right now. Now, whether that's toward the connection, I can't tell you, but that's right now. When it comes to if your person is a Scorpio, one, they're not getting up off that throne. They're very content where they're at, and they're going to, right now, they're pampering themselves, is what I get. So Sagittarius is desiring change. They're wanting something to change, to shift. When it comes to the stability, I feel like, because I was drawn to the Pentacle first. I was drawn to the Pentacle and the Cup. So it's like I want something head over heart first. I want to build. So this is saying Sagittarius is like, I want to build a solid foundation, something that's stable first, before we get emotionally involved. Okay, before we dive into emotions or get too emotionally attached here. So they are wanting change, but they're wanting change in a slow pace. I feel like this is somebody who would want to be friends first, before getting, and before committing to a relationship is what I get. So what do we have here? We have 3, 6, 9. I think we have Capricorn next, I believe. Capricorn, the Chariot. So if you're dealing with a Capricorn, this person is, I feel like, the thing about the Chariot is usually there's the two horses, see? The white and the black horse. I don't know how well you can see that or not, but the black and white horse. And the emperor is trying to get those horses under control. This is usually your light and shadow, your yin yang, your feminine or masculine energies within you. It's trying to balance them out, trying to get them under control so that they're balanced, so that they go in the same direction. It can be our ego versus our intuition. That's another, saying as well. That's what I feel like right now for Capricorns is they're fighting their ego over their intuition. And look what's winning. Their ego is winning at the moment. Okay. So, Aquarius. Aquarius, Eight of Wands. Aquarius definitely wants to communicate. I also think that they want a little bit of something else that's coming through. I got some other things coming through, 18 plus things that are coming through with that as well, if you're dealing with an Aquarius. And then Pisces. If you're dealing with a Pisces, they are really contemplating on the give and take of the reciprocity in this connection, understanding like the value in trying to balance out the exchange. Okay, they're really feeling that. I don't, again, I don't know that they're going to take action. If you're dealing with a Pisces, I just know that they are seeing the value is what I'm getting, the value in reciprocity. So that's something they're contemplating at this time. So that's where I'm going to leave this. That's what I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you did, I hope you'll hit a like button. If this resonated with you, or for whatever reason, you want to leave a comment down below, feel free. Also, if you want to know any of the decks I used, always just leave a message in a comment, and I will, for that reading, and I will let you know. So that's what I have for you. This was kind of an impromptu reading because I felt in the mood to do another one today besides the one I did earlier. So I hope you enjoyed it. I wish you the very best. Much harmony and gratitude, my friends.